Welcome to the Empower Me Show with Pam Bright. This show is all about honoring you as a spiritual being, having a human experience. You are here for a reason, and it's no mistake that you are here on Earth right now. Spirit has guided you to this very moment in time, so you could hear the messages Pam is about to share with you. She is a multidimensional healer, light language channel, transformation coach, wife and mother, committed to helping you discover the tools and practices to empower you to live the best life you can. You get to choose the spirit path you take. You can connect to the spiritual guidance already all around you. Get ready to live a fully empowered life. This is the Empower Me Show.
Welcome back to another Empower Me Show episode. My name is Pam Bright. I'm your hostess for this episode, and I'm here with my new friend, Veronica Drake, who is not new to the business of psychic world and spirituality, but new to me. And so I'm really glad that we connected, Veronica, and welcome to the show. I'm so glad you're here. So where are you located in the world, Veronica?
I'm on planet Earth. No.
That's a good thing to start with. Excellent. Good.
I'm actually in the US and I'm on the East Coast. I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm on the East Coast. I border New Jersey, New York, that East Coast.
Okay, perfect. So we are spanning the globe in the US today because I'm on the West Coast in Washington State. And so we're just kind of, we're doing this globally, folks, and this is what's really great about this particular way of communicating is that we just get to go anywhere in the world and connect via the internet. Isn't that awesome? I love it too. And so, as always, it's important that we center and ground into the essence of who we are as spiritual beings having human experiences. And so with that, I always do a centering and a grounding, and sometimes I miss it, right? And then I'm kind of off in my own world. So we're going to bring all of us together into this vortex of yumminess that I call the psychic spiritual world of the Empower Me Show. Okay. So go ahead, and if you're in a position where you can close your eyes, go ahead and do that. If you need to be alert, then just listen to the sound of my voice and know that this information and this transmission will go right into your body system. And so take a couple nice deep breaths, feeling that breath in the center of your body, where your lungs are and where your heart exists, right in that same area, connecting in right to the core of you. And with a little sound, you can let it out. That kind of just brings that vibrational message to your body to relax. Let go. You can do that a few times, and I'm just going to bring that energy all the way down into the Earth Mother because she is so ready to receive our energy as humans, as well as bring us some of her energy when we are willing and ready to receive it. So we thank the Earth Mother Gaia now for supporting us so much in this moment. And we now ask that you bring your energy up to meet our body systems. And we pull it up. You can imagine that you've got your own ability to bring those energies up through the roots of the earth, just pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling. And I'd like to bring it up through the bottoms of my feet, and then bring it all the way up through my body and out. But if you have a certain place that you know that energy needs to go in your body system, I invite you to bring it up. And then with your hands, just bring her energy exactly where it's needed in the body, especially if there's any pain. And I'm going to use some light language to assist with this so that we really get into the soul essence of who we are. Honde sanda ye hinda da yina ye. Undo nena yena sana hinu ye. Huyena, huyena, huyena. And I'm bringing it right from the core of the earth. So know that there are these huge crystals that hold the energy of the earth together. Right in her center and her fiery core. And those will not burn you. Just know that. They're actually kind of cool to the touch when you are in there. So just bring those roots right up from there as an anchor to the earth, and then anchoring your body system connected to her. One sana yena sana yi, ina sana yina. Really bringing it into my power center, my solar plexus, to anchor me to the earth and allow me to stay here in body, which is vital for me as a human to stay in body, to do this amazing spiritual work that I've been gifted with. Hone sana ye ina hi hu. And then I'm bringing it up into my heart space. Hoo, 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 hoo. And then I'm bringing it up into my throat so that my communication center is nice and clear. Ooh, 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 ooh. And can go out to you and to the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom, wherever it's needed. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And then if we bring it up into the brain, all of the brain, all of the head, all of the connectors in the spine, and then up to source, the star systems, the planets, and connecting in with this beautiful tapestry here that is behind me for you to make that connection. And you can do that anytime to kind of tune your body all the way down from the earth, and then and then centering right into the middle of your body system, nice and safe, grounded, connected, feeling you totally and fully and completely in your body. We now ask the creator of all that is, the one who lives and breathes within all things, to now bring in each person's spiritual essence, as well as their spirit guides, teachers, and angels, into this vortex of energy that we are creating now. We open up the portal in the great central sun, and we ask to work within that portal as well as the earth's portal. And we connect in our central column of light in our spines, connecting both together. And we thank our guides, teachers, and angels for being here now in this moment. Hote sana ki ikana maki I ana yeku namaki shena maye. Une sana yeka nayaki anta yesa nayaki nana. For those intellectuals out there that are trying to figure out this language, I invite you to just receive it in your soul. Your soul knows this language. It is ancient. Allow it, because it will give you information that you need. Nasi nana ikina maana ki ina shana isa mayakita nasa nese anayeke inaya. And so before we open our eyes, ask your inner self, What is the message that I need today? What is the message that I need today? What is the healing that I need today? What is my action that I need to take today? And allow yourself to receive in this time together. With a nice deep breath, go ahead and come back into the center of who you are, grounded and ready to receive. Welcome back, folks. I love this. I love this energy, and I love you, and I love this show. And know that anytime that you're tuning into this particular show, you're going to get whatever spirit wants to send you. So know that it's always perfect for you who are watching and listening whenever you're here. And I'm so honored that you're here with me and here with Veronica. And I'm so glad she's here with me. We're going to play in the realm that we love, which is spiritual energy. We are not going to take a break because we are on a roll, Jacob. Thank you very much for that. But know that this is a live show, folks, for you. So we're going to talk a little bit, Veronica and I, about who she is and what she offers and why she's here. And then we're going to open the phone lines to you. They can open anytime. You can call us at 1-800-930-2819 and talk to us directly, or you can chat in the chat box on Transformation Talk Radio, or you can also reach me at the Empower Me Show at gmail.com, and I'll get your message here. But we want to know what you need. We want to know if you've got a challenge, if you've got a healing, if you want to know about your past lives, if you want a light language blessing, whatever it is that you want and you need today, we're opening it up, folks, for you. So that's the way we roll here. So Veronica, I did a little bit of research into who you are, and you've been on Transformation Talk Radio years and years and years ago.
Many moons ago.
Yeah, you were doing like business consulting and all kinds of corporate stuff. And then you got really connected to your essence and your spiritual gifts. And now you're doing this wonderful work. So tell us about that story a little bit.
So I always knew that I was going to be an entrepreneur. I have from the very beginning had this very defiant, I want freedom kind of energy. And so in my career in the muddle world, I guess, muggle world rather, I was an office manager. I was a marketing person. I had all of these backgrounds in business. And so I united my intuitiveness with my business knowledge, and I started teaching people how to build their businesses online before it was chic, if you will, to do that, or necessary. And so I was doing that, and I just felt called in a different direction. So I became a coach. I became a spiritual life coach. I became certified in spiritual direction, and I just went down that rabbit hole, and one thing led to the other, and I just started using these abilities that we all have in a way that was kind of therapeutic for me as well as my clients.
Wonderful. Wow. Okay. So what for you with spiritual life coaching? What's the best part for you about life coaching in general, but also what you found out about yourself with the direction that you started realizing your coaching was going? Like, how did your spiritual gifts just kind of erupt for you?
So the coaching part was very natural, very inherent in me, because people have always been drawn to me. We could be out to dinner and people would just come up to me. And what I think the biggest thing I bring to the conversation is the ability to hold space and be silent and to just listen. People will tell you everything if you're open and you have that presence to just listen and be mindful and present with them. Years ago, my husband and I were on vacation, and we were sitting on the beach and just not anywhere near where we lived. And a woman was walking down the beach, and I said to my husband, she's going to stop here. And he says, well, no, she's not. We don't know her. And then he goes, oh, wait, everybody talks to you. So, sure enough, she stopped and she stayed for 2.5 hours. And during that 2.5 hours, it was as if I just was whoosh, everything was coming out of my mouth about her. I knew names of people that she worked with. I could play situations to her life in my mind, and I'd never met her. So 2.5 hours later, she leaves, and my husband goes, what was that? I don't know.
Oh, I love it.
And so that opened up something in me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. This is so cool. I started my spiritual journey in the early 90s when, you cut your teeth on literal books. There was really nothing out there. And in 1996, I decided I had had enough. I'd made a lot of life mistakes, and I went to take my life. And in that moment of desperation and sadness, I was going to crash my car, and there was an intervention of sorts. I could feel my car fill up with this presence, like I had to go like this in the car. Angelic, divine, creator, whatever you want to call it. And in that moment, I heard, we have you. We've always had you. Are you ready? And I was like, am I ready? Am I ready for what? But it would unfold over the course of many moons to bring me to this present moment.
I got that. Wow. Yes. How many of you who are listening can relate to we've come up against this before in other shows, when you're going along, and then something happens, right? It's called the turning point. Okay. We can also call this a surrender point, right? Because we can go along and just kind of live out our lives in reaction to every single possible thing that's happening until we start having these wake-up calls that I call them. These wake-up calls that say, pay attention to your life. Okay. So when you had that pay attention to your life, we've got you, then what happened?
I got cocky. Seriously, I started stepping into these gifts, and I was like, look at me, and really what I did was I backslid into judgment, right? Because we're always judging, right? But what was different about it this time was I saw it like in an instant. I could, and I say an instant, maybe, a month, rather a year. I could see, it was as if I was on the outside looking at myself behaving this way. And I could hear the little voice inside saying, look at her, look at her, look at her. And again, spirit has a way, tap, tap, tap. And I had another low moment. And I would climb up and I would slide down. And in my experience, my low moments come around self-worth, self-esteem, making bad choices in those, to do with my own well-being. So that was a history thing with me, like over and over and over. And so one day I was making yet another bad choice, and Spirit said to me, aren't you tired? Aren't you tired of these choices, And I just really said, okay, what's next? What's next? And I began automatic writing and just taking dictation, if you will. And honestly, following direction. That's the biggest thing. We can get spoken to 50 times a minute, 50 times an hour. If we're not listening and co-creating in an action mode, it's falling on deaf ears. So really the biggest thing I did to propel myself was to take action.
I got it. Boy, that's a real truth there. That's a real truth there. How many times have we as human beings heard that sometimes still small voice, and we doubt what we hear? I don't know about you, but many times in my life, I have I've been going along and I get this little message, right? But it's really faint. It's not a booming voice. It's a really small, quiet voice. And I go, huh, okay. Like, just a for instance, don't do this thing or do this other thing. And you've got a plan, right? You're already on this trajectory of doing this thing. And then this other piece comes in and says, don't do that, do this instead. And you go, and you don't pay attention to it. You do the thing that you originally thought. Well, then you find out after, oh gosh, I should have listened to that.
Inevitably.
How many times have we done this as human beings, right? That's why the Empower Me show is all about waking up. It's about spiritual consciousness. What are you doing today to get the support that you need in this moment to live your life in full spiritual awareness, right? Spiritual awakening is what this world is all about. In my opinion, that's why we're here. We're here to find out that we're not just this skin and bones. We're not just skin and bone and muscle and all the things that make up being human. We are spiritual beings first, who chose to come in to this physical form and then live a life on earth, right? What's your thought about that?
Well, and quite honestly, Spirit had a talk-in with me the beginning of this year and said to me, 2022 is going to be the year of the soul, and you, my dear, are going to lead the charge. And of course, like usual, I go, well, how am I going to do that? What does that even mean? And what I've come to understand, now we're 6 months through the year, and I've been living this mission of introducing people to their souls. We think about the life we live and we're conditioned. We're constantly walking through the repetition of what we know because the critical mind loves and craves familiarity. Guess what the critical or literal or logical mind has gotten us? Just look around, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only savior that we will have is connecting to the soul, is intimately knowing our souls.
Perfect segue into, we have a couple callers on the phone. So who?
All right, we've got Stephanie calling in from Ontario, Canada. Hi there, Stephanie.
Oh, Stephanie, hello.
Oh, hi. Sorry, I'm on the phone and you just cut in and out a little bit there. So sorry. I'm so pleased to be here. I am a fan of Veronica's and new to Pam. So this is amazing. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Huge fan of Veronica's.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well, Stephanie,
I'm just listening to this
Veronica,
and
Stephanie.
I'm blown away. I just wanted to ask maybe about healing blocks. I have a challenge in my life with, I feel like it's OCD or ADHD or hoarding, and it's interfering with living. I don't know what it is. I want to know how I can heal myself. I've tried so hard. I mean, I shouldn't say hard. I know things should be easy, but I've tried myself to do things. I've sought external help. I've gone to doctors, and I don't know what the root cause is. It's, I understand consciously that I have to love myself and respect myself. And I think I'm doing all that. I think I've forgiven all the past and, live in the now and try and follow my highest excitement and all of that stuff. But I just, my house is like a hoarding house and I can't seem to throw things out and everything is illogical. I want to heal and I don't know how I can do that.
So I'm going to mention something and I'm going to check in with Veronica about this. It seems to me like this could be a soul contract issue or even possibly a past life issue that is in the way. Whenever we have a big block that we don't understand and we can't heal ourselves, a lot of times we have come into this particular lifetime with a lot of baggage. Okay. And the baggage is not logical because it comes from a time when we haven't been here physically in this lifetime and we don't remember anything other than this lifetime. So I'm going to check in with you, Veronica, about what your thoughts are with that and what you're picking up.
Absolutely. And Stephanie, thank you for your kind words. I appreciate that. First of all, the very first thing, the minute I heard your voice, I was taken to a past life where you exist. And I use the word existed very intentionally in the Depression era, where there was lack and scarce and poverty, and there was never going to be enough for you. And so this mentality kind of came with you on an unconscious level, because on a conscious level, you have what you need. You have more than what you need. You've got the roof over your head. You've got it all, right? So the way it works for me, I can see this, and I use Depression era. I'm not into the literal 1920s, like the US Depression. I'm talking a depressed era, a time when, and you were in Europe, I can see it, there just wasn't enough of anything. And so what happens is the soul doesn't know time, right? The soul's like doing its thing. And yes, here you are, Stephanie, in 2022, and there's a little tiny fragment back in this Depression era, or this depressed era, excuse me. And so really what happens in my past life readings, we just kind of go nudge, 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 because we talk about it, we look into what was happening, and we just kind of bring it home, bring it back to us. Because it makes no logical sense, like Pam said, to be where you are right now. Doesn't make logical sense in this life. So that's what I see. You had to hold on to stuff in that life. It's like a pattern in you. How do you cure it? How do you get around it? Well, we just opened the door to awareness. You don't need to be like this. We called a piece of you back. And now this is the part where intentional action comes into place. Okay. Yep. So intentionally, what will you do to take one step forward? That's how I would work with it. Mm-hmm. So Pam, you may add to that.
Yeah. So thank you for that. And here's the thing. If you're already connected to Veronica, Stephanie, you might want to consider doing some deeper work with her around this. Okay. Since you already have the connection, if you want to go with the work that I'm doing currently, we can go in a lot of ways. We can go into, okay, it's a soul contract that you made, to have that experience in the depressed era of life, right? In those times. It wasn't a human choice. It was a soul's choice to go through that, okay? Now, in this lifetime, you're like, I don't want to have this experience anymore. How do I fix it? How do I change it? How do I resolve it? Then we go in and we use light language and energy from the spirit world to let go of that contract, release it, let it go, bring in new agreements, bring in new spiritual essences, right? I also work with spirit team, which is really potent and powerful, to bring you into a place of, you want this healed, you want this changed, you want this transformed. Then we work with spirit team to create new actions for you. Okay. So that's the work that I do. But you know what? There are so many teachers in the world. You can choose which teacher you work with. And so that's my invitation. If you want to work with Veronica, you can go to her website, which is veronicadrake.com. Is that correct?
It sure is.
Okay. And you can find out how to get a session with her or sessions. If you want to work with me, you can leave me your email with Jacob, and I will connect with you about how to work with me. You can also go to brightbutterflyenterprises.com, sweetheart, and I can reach out to you, and I just need a contact information for you. Okay. Is that helpful for you?
Oh, thank you so much, ladies. You know what? I don't know what's going on. I've been waiting so long to hear that message, and for some reason, my phone was cutting in and out. So I'm going to try and re-listen to this podcast, but to get the message clearly. But thank you so much. Love to both of you.
You too, sweetheart.
Thank
Have a
you.
blissful day. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Wonderful. Jacob, we have another person on the line.
Yep, that's right. We've got Joan calling from Florida. Just take a second to
Wonderful.
connect you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Hi there, Joan.
Yes, hello.
Hello, Joan. I'm Pam, and I'm here with Veronica. What
Hi,
can we
Joan.
what can we do for you today?
Good, and you? I'm so excited to meet both of you.
We're excited to meet you too. So what can we do for you today?
I was wondering if I was going to get cancer again, and if I was, is it going to kill me?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big question.
Mm-hmm. So I would say, what does your soul say? Go into your heart, go into your soul space.
I don't know how to do that.
Okay, so breathe in, take a nice deep breath in, and ask your soul, or you can say your higher self, which is your inner wisdom, is cancer something that I need for my path in life from here forward? And just ask and allow whatever answer comes to you, whether it be a color or a sound or a voice or a thought, and just tell me whatever it is that you hear or feel or see.
I heard no.
Okay. That you can have that kind of conversation with yourself on a regular basis. The thing that happens is that we tend to not believe ourselves. We tend to not believe the answers that we receive. My invitation for you is that you start trusting your inner voice. Because you can go
to my wife. Sorry.
trust your inner voice. Because my sense about you is that you've been to other psychics, you've been to other spiritual connections with people, and you've asked them for answers, and then you're looking for the right one. Tell me if that's a correct assessment.
I did do a couple psychics before I had cancer.
Okay. All right. But you haven't seen a psychic or heard a psychic since?
No.
Okay. All right.
So I get the sense that you're ending a journey. This is a completion. It's like you can close that door. It's not going, you heard no very clearly, right? And it's not going to benefit you. And I say the word benefit with love because cancer, while it's horrible and it's ugly, and trust me, no one as a human wants it, but cancer as a spiritual kind of platform, it taught you things. You learned more than you would have learned without cancer. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I guess so.
Mm-hmm. Are you a spiritual person?
I believe I am.
Okay. So do you believe that this is the last chapter that you'll have to walk through with cancer?
The last what?
The last chapter of cancer in your life. Do you believe this?
I do now.
So the idea is to empower yourself to believe it to your core. There's a completion here. There's a sewing up. Loose ends are being tied up in terms of, okay, she's healed. How do we keep her together? How do we keep this? So my best information to you, my best guidance is deepen the walk, deepen the connection spiritually, go deeper into the creator who you believe in, and walk closer to spirit. And that's a vibrational thing. Does any of that make sense to you?
How would I be able to do that?
So meditation, silence. I love, you can see over my shoulder here, I do some shamanic work, drumming, rhythmic drumming. You can go on YouTube, pull up shamanic drumming, binaural beats. You can do anything to kind of bring your mind into present and just kind of release it all. I get a sense that you're a goer, you're a warrior in general. There's a lot of go, 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 go to you. Is that true?
Yes.
Uh-huh. And so the other thing is, are you the person that helps everybody else?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's really, this is the time for you to help you, and going within and being silent, getting closer to spirit. You may need a mentor. You may need somebody to walk with you on that path, to show you point A to point B to point C. You know, you may need somebody to do that. Make sense?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Good luck.
Are you willing to help me?
You know, that absolutely. I mean, here's what I say. I'm out there with 7 billion other people, right? There's me, there's Pam, there's 7 billion other people. You need to go into your heart and you need to say, how do I feel as far as being connected to this person? Does my heart get their heart? Do our souls intertwine? Feel it. You know, have you ever met somebody and you just like the hair on the back of your neck stands up and you're like, ooh, ooh, ooh. We know that distinction, right? We know, whoa, that's not a good one. But do we understand what it means to have hearts connect? There's like a, Pam, maybe you want to help me articulate this. There's like a blending or a merging or a warmth between two people when their hearts connect, right?
Yeah.
We may have never laid eyes on each other. And I felt that, you know, when Pam reached out to me, I just felt there's this warm being on the other side of this email. And I could feel the essence that was her.
Yeah. So your heart, I believe that as soul, okay, I believe we all have a soul, first of all, okay? Now that's a premise that you need to take on yourself of, do I believe I have a soul? Okay. If you believe you have a soul, you can also believe, just take it on like, if I did, then would I have a soul family that might be here on earth with me? If I have a soul family that's on earth with me, I just get to connect to them. Like I get to trust that my soul can reach out, because it's infinite, to connect to whoever my soul wants to connect to in my soul family, right? It's all about intention. So either one of us, Veronica or I, would be thrilled to work with you and assist you on this spiritual path, because that's what we do as teachers, okay? We're teachers, we're coaches, we're spiritual beings having human experiences here to assist you on this path. So either one of us is available to you. There's also a multitude of other people that are also doing this work and are available as mentors for you. So definitely reach out to one of us privately, and we can assist you if that's a good fit for you after a conversation, okay?
Okay, great. The phone is breaking up. Can you repeat what you said about YouTube and meditation and whatever else, please?
Geez, that's too bad. Yeah.
Why don't you go back and re-listen to this broadcast, because we do have some other folks that we need to get to before this show ends. It's only an hour. So if you can re-listen and re-watch, that would be really helpful. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Bye, Stephanie.
All right. So we have Emily Tran on Facebook who's watching. I'm glad that you are connecting, Emily.
She's actually on the line if you want to talk to her.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
Right.
Great.
Emily calling in from Columbus.
Emily, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome. You are in Columbus, what, Ohio? Is that right?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So you're wondering about your career or job?
Yes, that's correct. I'm just 20 years old, so I have a lot of confusion around what I should do for my future.
I understand. 20 is a golden age. It's wonderful that you're curious about that and kind of wondering are you kind of wondering what the right choice is for you, quote unquote?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say the right choice is any choice. Okay. So if you're wanting to be on a spiritual path, then you want to connect into what is the essence of me as a spiritual being having a human experience, and what is my soul's path? Is that what I'm hearing? Like, what is my soul's path? What do I need to do next?
Yes.
Yes. Great. So once again, as I always do, go into your heart space, because you can never go wrong with going into your heart space. So go into your heart space and ask your heart, ask your soul, what is the best choice that I could make right now to create my future, my wonderful life? And then tell me what you hear.
I don't hear anything.
So their message is there, and it's a matter of trusting that any information that you receive in this moment is the right one. Okay. So when you look back at your life, you look at, what did I love to do? What have I loved to do through my whole life? What is it that gets me excited? If I didn't have to be paid for anything, what would I love to do no matter what, all the time? Right? So that's a way that you can kind of connect in with that.
Okay, thank you so much.
So I have a message, if I could share the message. Would that be okay, Emily?
Yes.
Emily, are you a very emotional person?
Yes.
I can see your emotions are all over the place. You might be somebody that cries easily, or you tiptoe around certain situations. What you need to understand right now, the energy that you could potentially bring into your life is that of the carefree wanderer, okay? Meaning the world is your oyster. So there isn't one selected path for you yet, my dear. Now, I say that in human terms because on a soul level, your path is selected for you. How you get there is the human journey. And so balancing your emotions, okay, and balancing your feminine energy and your masculine energy. One of the things I would ask you to work on is to learn, because you're 20, learn how to be assertive, okay? Not aggressive, which I misunderstood in my 20s. Learn to be assertive. Learn to stand up for what you value. I work with clients to help them understand their life values, what they're about, what they stand for. And so for you, understand what you value. What do you care about more than anything in the whole world?
Okay, I understand.
Okay.
So what is it that you love above and beyond anything else, sweetheart?
I love music. Music.
Music. So consider that if you were to do anything at all with music, what would it be? Would it be singing? Would it be listening to music? Would it be playing an instrument? What turns you on?
To music.
Listening to music. Okay. All right. So that is a way that you could handle that, right? Is how many people in the world listen to music and make money at it? You know, what the hey? What do you got to lose? There might actually be a job for you in that world. You could have a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah, consider that, sweetheart.
Okay, I will.
Okay. And if you did write in that you were interested in, any past lives and spirit team work, that's something we can do on the side. So, connect in with Veronica or and we can definitely give you guidance for what's next for you. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. Have a wonderful day, sweetheart, and know you're loved.
Take care.
Okay, thank you. You too.
All right. Okay, well, wow. Thank you everyone for calling in. And Bobby, you will definitely get a light language blessing. I will do that now for you. And then it looks like we just have a few minutes left. This has been a really fast hour, man. Woohoo! So, Bobby, I know that you are going to be going out in the world today, and you live in a place that has lots of storms, and that's always a challenge. So we're just going to allow the wind and the rain and the thunder and the lightning, all of them to come together to assist you in your life, because they are your allies. And we love them, and we know that they are here for you in this now moment. So we bring them all in, and we thank them for their presence and for their teachings. And we now ask that they gift you with their wisdom. Ena sana neha, hana yesu nana yeu. Ananayeu, ananayeu, anayeyayekinaya heunuena yesu manayeu nanayaya. Yeah, they're all rallying around you, and they want to be your friends, sweetheart. So don't reject it, and don't let the fear come into your body. Remember, it's false evidence that's appearing real, okay? So your fear is simply your survival mechanism. It doesn't have to run you all the time. Allow it to step aside and allow a new experience to emerge. Dance in the rain, even though it's like, whoa, what? It might be foreign to you. It's okay. Shimmy around a little bit. Let yourself get wet. It's okay. You're going to be safe because you've created it that way. Anything to add for Bobby in this moment, a message that you want to give him?
So you've walked through many storms in your life, both literal and figurative, and yet here you are. Stay strong.
Boy, that isn't a truth. Absolutely, Bobby. You definitely have. You've gone through a lot of storms, and you are a survivor. That's what I know about you, and I love you for that. And we will continue this conversation at a later date. Bobby is one of my dear clients, and I bless you, Bobby, today, and send you on your way with love and light. Nanayesana ki inamakia, nunue shanamaista da baite, hunasa. So any last words of information for the listeners today, Veronica, that you feel is important for them to know, to receive from here forward?
It's just important to be the best version of you that you can be. And it's important for you to walk in the energy of your soul. And if you're questioning what that is, it's kindness, it's compassion, it's love, it's forgiveness, it's joy. and just be that person. And as you are that person, you will automatically raise the frequency of the collective. And that's how we begin to build a better world.
Amen to that. Wonderful. So we unfortunately are going to be ending soon, which I'm so sad because it's been such a wonderful time. But I would love to let people know what you're up to today with your work. Where's it going? How do they get a hold of you? What's some highlights of what you have coming up? All of that.
VeronicaDrake.com. I'm very Googleable. If you Google my name, I'm everywhere. I have a YouTube channel where I come on and I teach live. And you can visit my site. I have a membership called Going Within, where I teach people how to go within and connect to their souls. And I do one-on-one readings, and I feel very blessed, and I'm very fortunate, and I give back as much as I can. So thank you.
Wonderful. Yay. Super. So for those that need to get a hold of Veronica, your soul knows that you need to do that. Okay. Trust that process, guys, especially those of you who are looking outside of yourself for answers. That's an important rite of passage to listen to that. Okay. So trust those inner promptings of, I need to contact her. Okay. Listen to that because she's your next teacher. If you are more like, I need to connect to Pam and I need to do some work with Pam, listen to that voice because that's your soul talking. Okay. It might be a book that you need to get for your life that you've heard somebody talk about. Okay. It might be, I need to listen to this song because there's something important for me to hear. It might be going on to a certain church to get a message, either online or physically in a church. It might be a friend that you haven't talked to in a long time. Listen to that voice because your voice, your inner wisdom is talking. Okay. That's the message today, is listen from within. Listen to your own wisdom because it's going to talk to you. All right. And coming from your breath, in that moment of stillness is where that voice lives. So again, I'm so glad that you tuned in to this show. It looks like we are running out of time. But again, you can reach either of us on the internet, veronicadrake.com or brightbutterflyenterprises.com, or here on Facebook. You can reach out to me. I think we can also reach out to Veronica, if I'm not mistaken, and you can find her somewhere on there, or YouTube. I'm also on YouTube under Pam Bright or under Transformation Talk Radio. And they are amazing at what they do. And there's lots and lots of shows to listen to and touch base with. I also want to give a shout out to the producers. Thank you, Jacob and Daniel and all the other people that take the time out of their day to help us to get online with you for this show and many other shows. And we so look forward to connecting again. And we are going to let you go with grace and ease and love in your heart. We say goodbye. So be well and know that all you need to do is take a breath today and connect. Bye-bye now.
Thank you for listening to the Empower Me Show with Pam Bright on Transformation Talk Radio. Tune in to learn more about living a fully empowered life. Remember that your life is up to you, and you can choose the spiritual path you are on. There is spiritual energy and wisdom in everything and everyone around you. Listen carefully for what the universe is trying to tell you in every moment. You are already being guided along your journey. Call upon your spirit guides anytime you need help with anything. Know that you are safe in every moment, even if it seems that you are not. For more information about Pam Bright, visit brightbutterflyenterprises.com or email theempowermeshow@gmail.com. Thank you very much for listening. We hope to see you next week.